Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? Let me just tell you, Sharon and I was having a good old time behind the scene, just reminiscing and talking about some great things as well. But we are super duper excited, guys. She's back. Y'all know we love us some Sharon C. Cooper. She is that author. If she's writing it, I am definitely reading it. And hot off the press, guys, is her new series, the Priestley Family series. And if you notice, if you paid any attention to the things that we were putting out there, we are talking about the Priestley Family series, guys. Book one is already out. Recently released was Finding You. So we'll be talking about that. And then Daring to Love You guys will be coming out in what, Sharon, like another week or two. They will be getting a copy or are able to get that. So today she'll be spilling a little bit of tea about that. We'll be telling you how you can pre-order that one as well. And of course, if you have some questions about book one, we'll be sharing that too. And guess what, guys? All of these books in this new series, they can be read as a standalone. But of course, what is the fun of reading them in order? We love to do that as well. But if you are just coming upon Finding You, it is okay. You can definitely read them out of order as well. Sharon, my friend, before I
Hello.
allow you to introduce yourself, I have to remind the people of this. Y'all, like, tag, and share. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Come on down because we are hanging out with award-winning author Sharon C. Cooper on today, and it is all things her new series, The Priestley Family. Sharon, my friend, welcome back to the cafe and
Thank
introduce
you,
yourself
thank you,
to
thank
the
you for
people.
having me.
Okay. Sharon, can you hear me? Mm.
Okay, I can now.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Okay, so I'm just gonna let you, for those who may not know you, I'm gonna allow you to introduce. And guys, let me just tell you, I finally got to meet the Sharon C. Cooper in person. And guys, she is just as lovely as she is online, as she is in
Oh,
person. I
stop.
met her at Black Romance Book Fest, and I had a list of authors that I could not wait to meet and to fangirl over. And Sharon C. Cooper was one of those authors. And so, Sharon, it was such a pleasure to meet you, my friend. But
Same,
introduce yourself.
same. Well, I'm Sharon C. Cooper. I write romantic suspense, contemporary romance, and romantic comedy. Kind of dabble with that a little bit. I think I'm on book 47. I think. I
Ooh,
think.
okay.
Yeah, I think. I should really keep up
I
with that
love
so I
it.
can do something special for number 50.
Yes. Oh, Sharon, you know we got to celebrate. We got to celebrate. Okay.
Yeah, so I need to really figure out where I'm at, but I think it's like 47. What else can I say? And I'm glad to be here again. I appreciate you inviting me, Angela.
I love it. You are so welcome. And Sharon, I love the fact that I know we were behind the scenes, guys, not today, but behind the scenes when we were preparing for today. I reached out for Sharon and she's so gracious. Was like, of course I'll come to the cafe. And then she was like, but if we do it around this time, we will have released the cover, to the next book in the series. I was like, oh, how cool is that? So Sharon, thank you for thinking about the people at the cafe
It's
as well,
my
because of course we want to
pleasure.
know a little bit and get a little bit of tea about daring to love you as well. Now, Sharon, for those who may not be familiar with this series, and it is a new series, guys. Of course, book one came out as well, and we're going to talk about book two and book three a little bit on today. But can you share with them, just tell them a little bit about what inspired the Priestley family? Because they're a little bit different than our other families. But what inspired the Priestley family series?
Okay, that is a really good question. I'm trying to think, what inspired it. I'm doing nothing as planned, basically, because it was supposed to be a 5-book series of
Oh,
novellas, and it was
we
going to
getting
be
the tea.
a little sweeter than some of my other ones. That kind of they're sweet, but not, they're edgier than I planned,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word. And I just wanted to do a few different things. Like the covers are very different than what I would usually have.
Yeah.
I did know that I wanted to do another family series because those are just so much fun to do.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and I wanted to make sure it was different than the Jenkins family, but still as enjoyable.
I love
So
that. And
yeah.
and Sharon, you have delivered. I think
Oh,
with the
good.
books that are released so far, we have fallen in love with the Priestley family. Guys, let me just tell you, if you have not read this series, go ahead and start with book one. Get started. You will fall in love with this particular family. I love the family dynamics. And Sharon, you write family so well. And even
Thank
for
you.
you, Sharon, and those that are familiar with your writing, family is just not by blood with in
Right.
Sharon with her books. I mean, sometimes
Yeah.
they could be best friends or they could be,
Yep.
cousins or anything to kind of incorporate that family dynamic. And I
Yeah.
love that about your writing as well.
Thank you.
Now, Sharon, let's go back to the covers a little bit because, guys, if you have seen the covers, they are a little bit different than her other covers. But for you, Sharon, in your writing, um, do you have some of the covers first before you may have finished the books, or what? How is that process for your covers? Spill a little tea.
Yeah, normally I'll get maybe a few chapters into the story, and then have the covers done. So it depends. It really depends. Like with Atlanta's Finest, I think many of those covers were done before I think they were done. Some were done before I started their books. With
Oh
this
wow.
series, yeah, with this series, I have some ideas and some mock-ups, if for lack of a better word,
Okay.
um, for the next two books. But I haven't finalized anything.
Okay.
So this series, these book covers were, yeah, it took a while to get these book covers because I was so used to having people on the cover, but I wanted to try something different, something,
Okay.
something new. Um, and I could say with Daring to Love You, I think with the last two book covers, I got those maybe like after maybe one or two chapters. Once I really kind of knew what was going on in the story, making sure the title fit, and stuff like that. So yeah.
Gotcha. No, okay.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of titles, Sharon. So, of course, the next book that is hot off the press, guys, is it's available now. Is Finding You, but then the next one that comes out in about a week or two is Daring to Love You. Now, share with us a little bit about your title, Sharon. Do you have titles first, and then you begin to write, or do your
I
titles kind of come later, or it's a little bit of both?
normally the titles come first. However, this series has been a little bit different. The titles, like I'm working on Cree's story and I'm dabbling a little bit with Essence story. I don't have the book covers finalized and I don't have the titles yet. And
Okay.
so everything about this series is different than my previous series because like with Atlanta's
Wow.
Finest, I had like a list of titles. I think I'm gonna do this one, I'm gonna do this,
Yeah. Yeah.
with the character placed with those titles. Jenkins family, I had the titles before the stories were thought of or written. And yeah, this series just a little everything is different about this series.
I
Maybe it's
love
just one
that.
of those years.
Oh my goodness, guys, if you're just joining us, if you have not done so already, tell a friend to tell a friend because we are hanging out with author Sharon C. Cooper, guys, and she's going to spill a little bit of tea about her new family series. It is called the Priestley Family series. And guys, let me just tell you, take my word, you will fall in love with the Priestleys, okay? And Sharon, it's just have been amazing watching this series kind of develop, even starting with like book one, because again, because it's a new series, you don't know what to expect. And I am going somewhere with what I'm about to say is, guys, if you have read book one, Sharon gives you like, I want to say, is it the first chapter or something like that coming up on the next book? So she sets you up pretty, okay? She sets you up pretty. She leaves you on a cliffhanger, and you're like, okay, I am. But I tell you this, We did not have to wait long, guys. We didn't have to wait too long for Finding You to come out. And I'm going to lead you into this, and then I'm going to let Sharon take it away. Let me just tell you guys, if you have read the first book in the series and you read that little bonus chapter that she give you for the next book, all I can say is that there is one unforgettable night that changes everything. Okay. One forgettable night that changes everything. And so, Sharon, that leads me into Zion Priestley. Oh my goodness, his particular story. First of all, Sharon, did you have fun writing this particular or writing Zion? Did you have fun
I
writing
did.
him?
I
Spill a
did.
little tea about that.
Their story was fun. Let me back up with those teasers that you talk about. This is me spilling a little tea. Because
Okay.
when I leave you guys hanging, I'm leaving myself hanging too. And
Oh,
so, yes, like even with Dorian, if anybody who haven't read Finding You, I'm gonna give a little spoiler.
she's giving some tea,
But
guys.
there's a section, a scene in Finding You that kind of lets you know that Dorian and something's going on with Dorian and Lennox.
Mhm.
And so I got so many emails afterwards. It was like, where were they running from? Like, I don't know.
Wow, Sharon.
Yeah, I just, sometimes you get the writing and like, ooh, this would be fun. And then afterwards you're like, okay, now what do I do with it? Yeah. I did figure it out though.
Wow, I love it, y'all. Are you not getting some tea? If tell your people, okay, text your people, call your people, tell them they better come over here to the
Yeah.
cafe because Sharon is dropping some tea, okay, today about these particular books,
So that
as
it's a little
well.
fun for me, and I'm hoping you guys as readers enjoy those little. I just call them a little teaser. And most of the time those come about because I just get the writing like, ooh, this would be fun. Ooh, maybe I should do this, or maybe I should have them do that. And then that's what happens.
Yes. Okay, now Sharon, we gonna dig a little bit of deeper. Because Finding You, um there are some like emotional moments in there. There are some things that you deal with, but if you had to describe the emotional tone of this book, and you can pull from any of the characters that you want, if you want to pull from Raven, if you want to pull from Zion, but if you had to kind of sum that up in about 3 words. And if you need more, you're Sharon C. Cooper, so go ahead and take those. But how would you sum those up as far as the emotional tone of Finding You?
Finding You is not as emotional as Believing in You.
Yeah.
Finding You, I'll put it that way. Finding You is a little, there's a little tiny bit of suspense in it. Um, just because I couldn't help myself.
Sharon, I was
Uh,
literally about to say that. I was like, Sharon, you can't help yourself. It's okay. We love
I,
it.
I, like I said, I'm not doing that again because I was like, this is not a suspenseful. And then people who don't like suspense, I don't want that to turn them off. So it was just a little bit of suspense in it that I just did because I just needed to. Um, I would say this one is more fun. There's a few twists that I think readers will enjoy.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it was as heavy. Well, I'm not saying that Believing in You is heavy, but it doesn't have, in my opinion, any heavy subjects. Not like Believing in You, and not like Daring to Love You. Daring to Love You has,
Mhm.
yeah, a little bit. For the most part, the stories are light and fun, but they each have just a little something more than just your typical contemporary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did I
I
answer your
definitely agree.
question? I got the
Yeah, you
rambling
did.
and
Yeah. We're just trying to give the people the emotional tone of this book. Now, okay, Zion and Raven, they definitely have some chemistry going on. But for you, in crafting their dynamic characters and their chemistry, is there something like, did one of them come to you first as far as their chemistry was concerned? If you can spill a little bit of tea on that, I'm
yeah.
curious to know which
Normally,
one.
for whatever reason, almost I could say probably 95% of my stories, the men come to me first.
Really?
Their backstories come first, except for Cree's. I'm working on Cree's story now, and hers is kind of talking to her character is talking to me a little bit more. But I say easily 95% of my stories, the heroes come first, as far as me thinking about their careers, what their backstory is. Um, However, with Zion and Raven, it might have been theirs might have been pretty balanced as far as which one came first, and I think it was because of their one night together. I
Mhm.
think that's why it was kind of a really pretty even balance as far as the ideas for each of their backstories. I want
Mhm.
to say
Mhm.
maybe, but I might have had a little bit more in Zion only because he was in the previous book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
with him being in the previous book, I kind of knew him a little bit. I didn't know who his love interest. I didn't know anything except I knew that was going to be a surprise baby involved.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, Sharon, is that a trope that you was just itching to kind of dabble into
Yes.
with the second
There
baby?
are some tropes that the surprise baby, because I with all of my stories, I don't want it to be just like everybody else's story. I try to
Yeah.
find, what haven't been done, or
Right, right, right,
if
right.
this has been done, what if I flip it, or
Oh,
something like that, which is what I did at Daring to Love You. Is yeah,
now,
it's a little.
now, Sharon, I wanted, speaking of the surprise baby in this particular story, Zion's reaction to fatherhood, it was kind of layered, a little raw or what have you, but how did you approach writing his emotional arc to that?
I just tried to imagine what it would be like. One, you had met somebody almost a year ago. Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was almost a year ago.
Uh-huh.
She left an impression on him. He can't stop thinking about it. It's kind of messing his mind up, because he doesn't know how to reach her. Because after, they only exchanged first names. Well, in his case, he exchanged his middle name.
Uh,
So they had no way of finding each other. So they found each other by chance.
yeah.
Um, and so, yeah, I just tried to, not to say put myself in his shoes, but tried to imagine what would it be like. You're thinking about this person like crazy, and all of a sudden, she just shows up out of nowhere, and with some, a little surprise.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
my
and so
goodness,
that
guys.
kind of helped build, like, the reader gets to see him trying to wrap his brain around, like, how in the world is this even
Right.
possible? Especially when they were careful too.
Right, right. Now, Sharon, this story also has a little bit of fate and second chances. For you, for those particular two characters, Zion and Raven. What was that like for you on the writing end?
With the second chance,
Mm-hmm.
that is one of my favorite tropes. So I was thrilled. I love my first favorite is friends to lovers, but my second one is second chance, because
I
we
love a
all
good
need
second
that
chance
second
too,
chance
Sharon. I love
sometime.
a good second chance.
And so,
I
yeah, that
love
was
it.
that was really good for me. They didn't get it by, it wasn't easy. They had to,
Yeah.
work for it a little bit, but yeah.
Now, Sharon, before we go on and talk a little bit about Daring to Love You, I have to ask you this because you listen to your characters pretty, because sometimes you may be thinking left and they may go right, or whatever. But is there something that happened in the book that you can spill the tea on? That surprised you, like you was like, okay, wait a minute, I wasn't expecting this to take this turn.
Yeah, Maximus was
Oh,
Raven's ex. That part of
oh,
the story was kind of a surprise. It wasn't in my
oh,
notes. It definitely in my notes was a little bit different in how it played out. Just a little, some
yeah.
parts different. But then once I, kind of actually Midnight Ace, she said something and it's like, oh, I could do something with this.
Oh,
Just in conversation. I don't even.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think we probably were talking about the first book or something. And maybe knowing her, she probably asked something about the second book, and I'm saying this and that, and she said something like, wonder what would happen if, that's usually
How
how
it
it
starts.
starts. Yeah, it's like, what would happen
Now,
if?
Sharon,
What if,
this is we want some tea from you. Okay, spill a little tea about Maximus. What has been the word on the street? Like, how has the readers reacted to him? What have you heard with the word on the street about
Yeah,
Maximus? What is that
most
reaction from
readers don't like him. He's a good bad guy. Yeah, and then some were like, how did he have the nerve to do what he did?
yes.
Um, and then I got like, how did you even think of that? It was like, yeah, some things just,
I love that.
twisted
Well, thank you
thinking.
for sharing that little bit of word on the street. Now, Sharon, I have to ask you this because sometimes, y'all, if you have been following Sharon C. Cooper and you've read her books or what have you, sometimes families and individuals from other series, all that good stuff. But are there any Easter eggs in this particular book that readers can look out for? And like for getting them ready for Darren for you to Darren to love you
Yes,
that's getting ready to come out as well. Are there any Easter eggs?
yes. There's a few cameos. There's a couple of cameos in Finding You. If readers are familiar with my Reunited series, Wiz, who is my all-time favorite character, he's like the computer guru. He's
Yeah.
been in probably almost all the series. But
Wow.
he makes a guest appearance as well as Malik Lewis. His nickname is Tree. His story is Truth or Consequences.
I
He
love
also
that.
him and then Wiz. His story is Operation Midnight, and so they kind of help Zion out a little bit with some research or some, because Wiz is a private investigator as well as a computer guru. Uh, and
Yeah.
so um, and so Zion kind of reaches out to them like, okay, I need a little help here, mainly with Maximus. He needed some info
I
on
love it.
Maximus.
Yeah, Myra, yes, ma'am. Yes, Sharon books are great. Guys, if you were
Thank
just hopping on,
you.
you may have
Thank
missed
you.
it when I shared it. But Sharon C. Cooper, she is one of my go-to authors, and I'm not just saying this because she is on the show today, but I've shared it with Sharon as well. She is that author that I promise you guys, if she writes it, I'm reading it. I love me some Sharon C. Cooper as well.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Tiffany said, I love bringing characters to newer stories. Yes, as well. And we love reading on characters that are from other
Yeah.
stories and series as well. No,
I
guys,
think
we're
you
gonna
asked
see.
about, did you ask
Oh,
if somebody shows up in Daring to Love You? Did you ask that?
yes. Are there any Easter eggs that we
There
can look for to
is.
compare us to?
There's a Jenkins. There's somebody from the Jenkins family.
Ooh,
Yes.
guys, Sharon don't spill tea because daring
Yes.
to love
I won't
you.
say who, but if you
Just
read the Jenkins family, if you read one book of the Jenkins family, you're gonna know this person.
I love guys. Let me just tell you. I told you, tell your friends to come on down to the cafe because we're talking all things the Priestley family series, and Sharon is spilling some tea. And so, guys, the next book that will be coming out, and of course, we will show you in just a little bit, or tell you in just a little bit how you can get your hands on a copy of Finding You. But we will also share with you how you can pre-order Daring to Love You as well. And Sharon, speaking of Daring to Love You, my friends, there's a little fake dating in there. Y'all know I love a good fake dating trope
That's
as well.
another trope I wanted to do. Fake
Really?
dating. I think I've only done it maybe once with Fiance for Hire. And it's a trope that I enjoy reading. And so whenever I could come up with an idea that could, kind of give me that that trope, I guess I should say, I try to go with it. And so this one has a little bit, it's fake dating-ish.
Okay. We'll take it.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Yeah. It's
And
fun.
Sharon,
I think it's fun.
you want to know another thing that you got me as? So since it's fake dating ish, and I love a sibling best friend. I love a sibling best
Really?
friend. I do. I do.
I think this might be my first one.
You see how I got super excited and giddy? I do, Sharon. So, oh my goodness, I'm super duper excited about that.
Yeah.
For
Oh
real.
wait, this isn't my first one. Protected. That had a sibling best
Yes,
friend
yes,
and the
yes,
fight
yes.
and
Sure
all
did.
that.
Sure
Yeah.
did. Oh my god. Okay, now Sharon, speaking of fake dating ish and siblings, best friend dynamics, or what have you, what kind of kindled that spark of those two tropes and to explore those?
It's mainly because I hadn't done that much of those, and
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I except for the friends to the brother's best friend or her sister's best friend or anything like that. I don't do those too often. Those aren't
Okay.
really my favorites. That just kind of
Okay.
happened.
Yeah. I,
That one
I
kind of
love it.
happened. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
Sharon.
interesting
Okay.
that you like that. I'm gonna have to keep that in
I
mind.
know. You see how I just lit up? I was like, oh my goodness, the simplest best friend trope. Love it. Okay, Sharon, we're gonna switch it up a little bit. Okay, so think about the book, Daring to Love You. If you had to describe this book as a cocktail, what would it be? For example, if it, like you may say, spicy, sweet, and a little messy. I mean, how would you describe this book as a cocktail? Daring to Love You.
Maybe a chocolate martini.
Oh, okay. Okay, Sharon.
Yeah, little
Chocolate
surprises in there. I
martini.
love chocolate anything. So, yeah, I would say, yeah, maybe a chocolate martini.
Now, Sharon, I want to ask you this. Now, this is a little behind the scene, and you can kind of share and spill as much tea as you can because I know the book is coming out soon. But can you share a little bit about what the process was like for Lennox and Dorian? Because, of course, they had some undeniable tension going on there. But what was that like building their chemistry? Did it come naturally for you for those two? Or
Yeah,
what was it like behind the
theirs came a little bit easier because they were introduced in Finding You. Well, actually, Dorian was first introduced in Believing in You, and Lennox was
scenes?
introduced in Finding in You. So I kind of knew a little bit of their backstory. So that made it
Mhm.
easier to write it a little faster,
Okay.
and it made it easy to kind of build upon their backstory because I already knew them, but kind of know them a little better now. But
I
and so
love that.
it was a pretty easy, but I still do the same that I do with all of them. I do like a character sketch for all of my main characters. That
Right.
includes everything from their height to how many siblings they have to their pet peeves. It has pretty much
Mhm.
everything. So by the time I'm finished with that, with each of them, I pretty much know the character. Yeah.
I love that. And Sharon, it definitely comes across in your writing and in your books.
Oh, good.
Your
Good.
characters are so believable, so real. And for those who follow Sharon, they family. These are our peeps, okay? These are our family in these series, okay? We will ride for these characters, okay? Now, Sharon, Tiffany has a great question. She wanted to know, is it difficult for you to incorporate some of the past characters without making them have main character energy or what have you? Tell
Not
us
at
about that.
all. To me, it isn't because I try to make sure that they don't show up in every single scene. That they
Mhm.
literally just make a cameo. With
Yeah.
Wiz, he did show up in a couple of scenes, but he didn't take away from what was really going on and the main character. So for me, it doesn't feel hard to do at all. Even with Daring to Love You, um, with that cameo character, she plays her role like perfectly. But she only shows up in that one particular scene. So
Now, Sharon, you kind of alluded to something a little bit earlier when you were saying that this is fake dating ish or what have you. So, of course, fake dating is a fan favorite trope. Just a lot of people they love the fake dating trope. But for you, what's that fresh twist that you did to make it a little different, or is
Yeah.
that still too
What
much
made
tea? Because I
Oh,
know the
no,
book
no.
haven't came out yet,
Nah,
so
nah. Even in the description, you kind of know because Lennox has already made up in his mind that he wants Dorian. Dorian just does not give him a chance, though. The only way she kind of, sort of gives him a chance is he comes up with this idea, and is at a odd time in the story, comes up with this idea about them fake dating, just to kind of
yeah,
help. They both had some issues, some issues with their parents actually. And so he comes up, he's like, we could get them off our backs if we fake date. But he's already feeling her. Her, not so much. She's
yeah,
attracted to him, but he's what she considers a bad boy, kind of been around, doing a little this and that, and where she's on the opposite spectrum. So it could be also one of the tropes of what bad boy, good girl. That's
yeah.
like, that's exactly them.
Gotcha. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
Yeah. So
Sharon,
she's
oh
in
my
this in
go
this
ahead.
fake dating zone, and he's like, okay, I just got to get her to fall for me, even if it means fake dating, So yeah.
No, Sharon, I want you to think about both books, Finding You, and also think about the book that's coming out in a couple of weeks, Daring to Love You. We'll start with Lennox and Dorian, and then we'll go back to Raven and Zion. But what did Sharon enjoy about writing Lennox and Dorian?
They were fun. I think what I really enjoyed, especially with Dorian, like I said, I usually connect with the heroes first, but Dorian, you can see the growth throughout the story. She's a
Yeah.
good girl, but she has a little, as Lennox calls her, his Hellcat, because she had a little few surprises, like, hold up, where did that come from,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that was probably my favorite part with their story, writing some of her surprise, some of her, how she reacted to certain things that was, kind of surprised him and me for that matter,
Okay.
so yeah, I think readers will enjoy. I think they're going to enjoy that story. It was a fun story to write. Yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
I love
A
that.
couple of emotional moments, but for the
Yeah.
most part, it was fun. Yeah.
And going back to Zion and Raven and Finding You, what did you enjoy about writing their story?
Um, I enjoy. I don't know if your readers have read it yet, so I won't say the part I really, really enjoyed.
Okay.
Um, Let me pick something else. I enjoy. I enjoy watching Zion come to terms with being a father.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that took a little. I mean, if you're a guy and you just you were in Vegas, had a good time, you took all necessary precautions, or so you thought,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it's like you're a father. You're like, that was like way down on your list of things to be or do. And then he got a little surprise sooner than he expected. So I think that was one of the fun parts you know that I watched
Wow.
develop throughout the story.
Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing that, Sharon. Guys, if you're just joining us, hanging out with award-winning author Sharon C. Cooper, we were talking all things Priestley family series, and of course, Finding You guys. It is available now. We haven't forgot. We'll be sharing with you how you can get your hands on a copy of it, and then Daring to Love You is coming out in just a little bit, so it's available for pre-order as well. And Sharon, because that one is available for pre-order, can you give them just a little taste? How would you describe Dorian's character for them?
Dorian's character, she's innocent. She's innocent with a little bit of edge.
I
She's
like that. Innocent with
yeah,
a
she's
little bit of edge.
innocent, but she
Okay.
has a little bit of Cree, her older sister, and her mom. If you've read even one of the stories, her mom is a trip. And so though she comes off as a sweet, innocent, there's a little bit of Virginia and Cree inside of her that she lets show every now and then. So yeah, she was a fun character. She was a little different than what I would normally write. But yeah, she was a fun character to write. Just kind of watching her come
I
into her
love that.
own. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, you got to spill a little bit of tea about Lennox's character as
Oh,
well,
I
guys. He's the
love
love
Lennox.
interest. He's the hero in this one. Tell us a little bit about Lennox.
Yeah, I love Lennox. He was not to be played with. But he had a soft side when it came to Dorian. But with
Oh, yeah.
everybody else, he was a little intimidating. He's a cop. He's a cop, even though he's wealthy. So that kind of a little bit of that backstory kind of comes through.
Yeah.
Um, and so I like them together. He's very protective, of course. But he was. I really like Lennox. I like him as a. He's not as ruthless or as he's not a Laz, but he has his moments. But he's
I
real,
love
he's like a good bad guy. Well, he's not a bad guy. He just don't mess with him.
it.
Don't mess with him or don't mess with Dorian.
Right, right.
Otherwise,
I love that.
yeah.
Oh my goodness, Sharon. I have enjoyed myself hanging out with you, and the time has gone by so fast, guys. If you're just joining on, go back and watch the replay. Sharon has dropped some tea. She has spilled some tea. I should say as well. We're talking all things the Priestley Family series, and of course, guys, there is a giveaway. I know what the giveaway is, but I'm going to allow Sharon to share with you what her giveaway is going to be this evening. Sharon.
Okay, first though, let me address because I think it's Ola that says
Okay.
she loves G pop.
Yes.
G
Okay. I
pop
see
was
it. There
I
it
don't
is.
even
Okay.
think he was in my notes, but it was like he just kind of came while I was writing. And I loved him.
I love it.
Yeah. So me too, Ola.
So, Ola, thank you for saying that comment too, because Sharon was
Yeah, I
able to talk about
forgot
it just
about
a little
him.
bit as well, and to say
Yeah.
how G. So, Sharon, let me ask you this: so, is G Pop one of those surprising characters that kind of?
He was a surprise for me when writing because I didn't plan on him, but it was like, man, I need somebody. And he just fit. He just fit the role perfectly. Yeah, I
I
forgot all
love
about
that.
him. Yeah, he was a fun character that didn't make he wasn't in my initial outline.
Wow, wow,
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
that. And guys, if you're wondering who G Pop is, get a copy of the book so you can read it and you will enjoy him as well. Thank you so much, Sharon. And then, of course,
yeah.
Sharon's getting ready to share with us what the giveaway is going to be
Okay,
today,
so
and we will have a winner.
the giveaway will be an e-copy of Believing in You.
There you have it, guys. And Believing in You is the first book in the Priestley Family series.
And if the
Sharon, I
winner already has that copy,
okay,
then we'll switch it out. Whoever the
okay,
winner
got
is. Yeah.
all right. So, Sharon, let's see, my friend. I am ready when you are, when you tell me to stop. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Stop.
Okay. Natasha Crawford, today is your night, my friend, or today is your day. You are the winner of the first book in the series, Believing in You. If you will inbox me your information, it is an ebook copy. We will get that to you. And if you already have Believing in You, just let us know, and then Sharon will work it out and switch it out for something else as well. Congratulations, my friend, and thank you for joining us as well. Sharon, oh my goodness, it has been amazing hanging out with you on today, talking all things the Priestley Family series as well. But my friend, please share with us, how can we get our hands on a copy of this series, my friend?
Okay. You can find all of my books and buy links on my website. I'm also everywhere: Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Kobo, Smashwords, Draft Digital. You should be able to find any of those. As far as pre-ordering Daring to Love You, currently I only have the pre-order set up for Amazon and Barnes and Noble. It will be available to pre-order sometime at everywhere, probably the next week sometime. But right now, only Amazon and Barnes and Noble is available for pre-order. The book releases, Daring to Love You releases August 28th, everywhere, paperback, ebook, and then Finding You is available everywhere.
I love it. Guys, did you just hear that? She dropped the date, okay? August 28th is at Zarin to I Love You. But of course, on Amazon and Barnes& and Noble, you can pre-order it in those particular places as well. And of course, Believing in You and Finding You is available right now. So you can go and get you a copy of those two books so you can be prepared and ready for Daring to Love You. But as we said, we will remind you, all of the books in the series can be read as a standalone.
Definitely. Actually, all of my books can be read
Yes.
as stand-up. Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
that's
that. I love
intentional.
that. Sharon, thank you so much, my friend, for
It's
hanging
a
out with
pleasure.
us at the
Thanks for
cafe.
having
You know,
me, and
it is
thanks to
always a pleasure for you as
who
well.
stopped by.
And of course,
Appreciate
Sharon,
it.
before you share with us how we can stay connected with you, I also want to allow you to have that. So share with us how we can stay connected with you. And then I want you to have the last words of what you want to say to our audience today.
Okay. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. I'm not a big social media person, but you can find me there. I can also be reached via email through my website, and um, check out my Pinterest board, because I have all of my books and the inspirations, the houses, and the clothing can be all found on Pinterest. And what else? And I think that's it. Thank you all so much for stopping by on a Thursday evening. Appreciate. And Angela, always a pleasure.
Absolutely, Sharon. And you know, my friend, the doors of the cafe is open for Sharon C. Cooper. They are open for
Thank
Sharon
you.
C. Cooper. Guys, I thank all of you for hanging out with us on today as well. Of course, check out Sharon C. Cooper websites. Follow her on social media. Any of the books in her series, definitely you were able to get those from her website or places where books are sold. And of course, guys, go get a copy of Finding You, which is the latest release in this particular series as well. And then she just gave you the date for Daring to Love
Yep.
You, August
Yep.
28th, guys. It will be hot and off the
Yep.
press. Let's show Sharon
Oh,
some love
and
and let's show.
congratulations. Congratulations to Natasha. I don't think I said that.
Yes, 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 yes. Sorry about that, Natasha. Congratulations, my
Sorry,
friend.
Natasha.
And we will be reaching out to you to get your information as well. So congratulations to you too. Guys, I have an amazing day because we're having an amazing day. And until next time, guys, we will see you guys later. Go get you a copy of Finding You. Get a copy of Believing You. Pre-order Daring to Love You. All in all, guys, tell a friend to tell a friend about Sharon C. Cooper, and tell a friend to tell a friend about the Priestley Family series. I love it. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.